Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I thought I'd do a little tutorial for you today. I actually made this pig cake for my mum's birthday and she loved it, so I thought I'd share this with you. I've already filled and coated the cake in pink buttercream. If you want to see the other video that I did on how to do this, I'm going to link it at the top of the screen and in the description below. The first thing that I'm going to do is roll out some pink fondant icing and cut out a circle and then shape it into an oval because I don't have an oval shaped cutter. This is going to form the snout of the pig, and I'm using a little bit of edible glue, which you can buy from most cake decorating stores, to stick it to the cake just a little bit below the centre. Once that is in place, I'm going to use the large end of my balling tool to shape out two little nostrils. Cute. Now moving on to the ears. Again, I'm using some pink fondant. I'm rolling it out fairly thin, but not too thin, otherwise they're just gonna flop about. And I'm using a sharp knife to cut out two rough triangle shapes. They don't need to be perfect. Then you want to place these on top of the cake and mould them into shape. It took me a while to get it right, but I got there eventually. And then again, I'm using a little bit of edible glue to secure everything in place. Whilst I'm using the pink fondant, I'm going to make a little curly whirly tail because you can't really have a pig without that, can you? So I'm rolling it out into a sausage shape, and then I'm placing a little bit more pressure on one side so that it thins out on one of the ends. Now I'm placing this on the back of the cake and curling it round, and again sticking it into place using some edible glue. Now we're going to move on to the eyes. This time I'm using some white fondant, which I'm rolling out, and I'm cutting out two circle shapes using my buttercream nozzle actually, because it just happens to be the right size. And again, once I've done this, I'm going to shape them into ovals. And I'm sticking those onto the cake just above the nostril. Next, we're going to add some black pupils because it looks a little bit freaky at the moment. So I'm rolling out some black fondant and cutting two smaller circles, smaller than the white ones that I've just done, and rolling them out into ovals again. Now I'm going to place this on top of the white, just slightly to the right, so they're in the corner. Now I'm going back to my white fondant and I'm going to add two more even smaller circles to the eyes. This is just going to give them a little bit of character and make them look more cartoon-like. You'll see what I mean in a minute. I'm sticking the larger of these circles to the bottom right again, and then the smaller one just slightly above that. You can see now that it's really coming together. I could leave it at this, but I feel like it needs a cheeky little smile just to finish it off. I'm using a small piece of black fondant and I'm rolling it quite thin. It is a little bit fiddly, this part, but just take your time over it. There's no rush. I'm placing this below the nostril, just to one side in a curved shape, and then adding a little bit of black fondant to the end. And there we go. How cute is this cake looking? Now I'm just going to add one more final touch, and that would be some pink rosy cheeks. So I am using some edible food dust. I think this is the sugar flare one, which I would recommend, and it's in the rose colour. Using a brush, I'm just going to paint that onto each side of the face in a kind of small circle. You don't need to add any liquid or anything because it just sort of like sticks to the buttercream. And then I'm blending it in just like you would do with blusher on your face, I suppose. And there's my finished pig cake. I hope you love it just as much as I do, and I kind of feel like it's relevant since it is the Chinese Year of the Pig. If you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. That would mean the world to me. And drop me a message in the comments below if you have a go at making this. I would love to know how you get on. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!